Hello, dear students. Welcome to Module 6. Today, we are going to learn English Literature, Chapter 8, A Trip to Mars. Captain Jenner had gone into outer space several times in a spacecraft with other astronauts and scientists. But this time it was different. This time she was going to fly a spacecraft to Mars alone. So Captain Jenner had gone into outer space several times with other astronauts and scientists. But this time it is different because she is going to space alone. She wanted to explore it and see and know a lot of different things about the planet. She also wanted to collect rocks and soil from there and bring them back to Earth for the scientists to study them. After a lot of discussions with other astronauts and scientists, Captain Jenner set off on a journey to Mars a few days later. So students, Captain Jenner discussed with the scientists and astronauts, and she decided to go to the planet and collect rocks and soil for the scientists to study them. So after a lot of discussion with other astronauts and scientists, Captain Jenner set off on a journey. A small rowboat called Curio accompanied her on her trip to help her on Mars. As she moved further into space, Captain Jenner watched the Earth getting smaller and smaller. She noticed the stars in the sky and thought about the planets that go around the sun. So Captain Jenner was accompanied by a small rowboat called Curio. Okay, she was not alone, she had a rowboat. Okay, as she moved further into space, she watched the Earth getting smaller and smaller. Then she noticed the stars in the sky and thought about the planet that go around the sun, about the sun and all the 8 planets around it. So she started thinking about them. After many days, the spacecraft finally reached Mars. It took a long time for them to reach Mars since it was so far from Earth. So at last, finally, she reached Mars. It took a long time for them to reach there, okay? Because Mars is very far away from the Earth. Oh wow! I can see the 2 moons of Mars, Captain Jenner said eagerly to herself. She then landed the spacecraft on the planet's surface. As she looked out of the window, she became very excited about finally reaching Mars. She couldn't wait to start her work. So at last, Captain Jenner reached Mars and she saw the 2 moons of Mars. Now she couldn't stop herself. She got very excited, okay, and she was looking out of the window. Let me take my digging tool with me, she said. Then she opened the hatch door and got down from the spacecraft. Now she said, when I'll get down, I'll take my digging tool. Okay, like in the garden, you have things to make hole, to remove the soil. Same way, remember what she said? I'll bring some rocks and soil for the scientists to study. So she took her digging tool with her and she opened the hatch door. You know what is a hatch door? A special kind of door found in ship or spacecraft. Okay? So she opened the hatch door and got down from the spacecraft. Captain Jenner wore a special spacesuit which she had brought along with her. She also carried an air tank on her back to help her breathe, as she did not want to breathe the dangerous air on Mars. So Captain Jenner wore a special space suit. Okay, they have a special suit to wear in the space. Okay, so she brought a special space suit and she wore it. Okay, and then she also carried an air tank on her back to help her breathe, as she did not want to breathe the dangerous air on Mars. Okay, in Mars they had dangerous air which is not good for her health. So she carried an air tank on her back. She looked at the surface of the planet and decided to walk far away from the spacecraft in search of rocks and soil. Mars is full of large and rocky hills, she said. Now, she looked at the surface of the planet and decided to walk far away. Okay, so she started walking far away from the spacecraft in search of rocks and soil. Then she said, Mars is full of large and rocky hills.